LinkedIn is pretty great at a lot of things, like helping you tap into the latest trends and insights in your field. We cannot stop your coworker from tapping her pencil. LinkedIn can help you find new jobs that align with your career goals. We cannot help you find the source of that weird smell in the office fridge. Ew. And while we can't stop your coworkers from bringing their hobbies into the office, LinkedIn can help you bring your career to the next level. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here. How would you like to be exceptional? And not just in the affirmation and feather fluffing way. I'm talking about actually being exceptional. Now, if you think of a normal distribution curve, you've seen that bell curve where it starts off shallow, goes up, and then goes back down. Well, that bell curve represents a normal distribution curve in almost everything. So in intelligence, someone with very low intelligence is at the tail end on this side, and someone that's a genius level is on the other side. And that also applies with people that are very talented or very accomplished or high performers in anything else. So the best musician in the world is exceptional because they're at that tail end. They're going to be in the top 0.1% of all musicians that exist. And someone who is great at photography might be in that top 0.1%. Now, it would be great if it was just based on talent, but actually a lot has been studied into how people become exceptional, and talent isn't enough. It requires a lot of focused work or discipline and clear sacrifice in certain areas to do what's necessary. And the client that I was working for in this session really desired to be exceptional in their career. And they knew that to do that, they would have to be disciplined, structured, they would have to be in a positive mental state. And this almost creates a morning ritual for them to access that state. So a state of exercising in the morning when it's nice and early, getting clear on their objectives, and then bringing that version of them to their workplace to do what would be required in order to be in that top 0.1%, to be exceptional. And a great way of thinking about this is that in order to be at the highest level, in order to have what other people don't have, you have to do what other people can't do. So if you are an average performer, if you are averagely interested in what you do, and you have an average amount of effort, it's highly probable that in that particular area of your life, you're going to be average. Now, to be exceptional, we can look at this as a cause and effect relationship. You would have to do exceptional things in order to be exceptional. And that's the crux of this hypnosis session. Now, hypnosis isn't magic, but it is very good at activating resource states or helping to form the belief systems to create self-fulfilling prophecies. A lot of people have no desire to be exceptional. Where I grew up, which is in the UK, there's this element of almost conditioned and cultural conditioning of who do you think you are? If there was any aspiration to be good or great or exceptional, that almost was seen to be a bad thing. And I think lots of people are carrying these cultural conditionings where they want to fit in, they want to be normal, they don't want to have their head above the parapet. And therefore, it can require courage and a belief in your convictions, not because you think you're better than anyone else. It just means that you have a desire to do good things, impactful things, and make a difference in the world. So if there is a part of you that really craves to be exceptional, in order to get the best out of this hypnosis session, I would encourage you to do two things. One, think of one area of your life that you want to be exceptional. Maybe you want to be an exceptional parent or an exceptional partner, or exceptional in your career or your workplace or your business, or exceptional at fitness. But for this, just think of one area of your life that you want to be exceptional, the top 0.1% of everyone that exists in that area. And secondly, to give yourself permission to imagine what that would be like, because actually there is less competition to be exceptional than you would think, because most people aren't willing to do what exceptional people do. If you think of an exceptional tennis player, for example, they train hours and hours and hours every day, and they have to go through injuries, and they have to, spend a lot of time with the right nutrients. Most people aren't willing to pay that price to be exceptional in that area, because tennis is just a casual game that they play. So to be exceptional also means to be willing to do what is necessary to get those kind of results. And actually, most people aren't. So you might think it's impossible to be exceptional in this area that you're just thinking about, but actually it's surprisingly easy if you are willing to get absolutely clear on what that would mean and what is highly probable that you would need to do in order to be exceptional in that area. Now, if this appeals, this session will be really useful. It was created for an individual, and for them, being exceptional was in the world of business and client management. So it would mean making lots of calls and doing things like that. That might not apply to what you want to be exceptional in. So just disregard any suggestions that don't quite fit your circumstances. And if you do like the idea of a bespoke session working one-on-one with me, where we get to create a hypnosis session specific to your circumstances, there will be a link in the description, or you can visit my website, adamcox.co.uk. And there you can book a free consultation call, and we can have a chat, and we might end up working together. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be distracted or disturbed. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, feel a wonderful feeling of release. As if any tension in your jaw, your eyelids, is just melting away and leaving your body in that outward breath. And when you breathe in deeper and longer, in through the nose, and as you exhale, just allow a feeling of a release valve being activated. Any suppressed tension, stress, or worries, allow it to feel like, as you exhale, the pressure valve is released. And the longer the outward breath, the more of any internal tension is suddenly released in that outward breath. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you feel. And the more relaxed you feel, the deeper you breathe. And as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. So allow your physical body to stay exactly where it is. And imagine floating up outside your body, up through the ceiling, up into the sky, And just imagine floating to a beach. And not just any beach. I want you to imagine floating through space and time to Manhattan Beach on a sunny day with blue skies, calm waters. But on this day, I want you to imagine you have the entire beach, the entire boardwalk, the entire pier, all to yourself. It's like time has frozen and you have Manhattan Beach just for you. And perhaps you could imagine cycling on the boardwalk or walking in the sand. This is the playground of possibility. You could imagine surfing the waves, or perhaps even levitating and floating above the beach, looking down like a seagull. And I want you to notice the rhythm of the waves is steady, predictable, unforced, where each movement happens without effort. And rather trying to relax, because you know that sometimes the harder you try, the more elusive it becomes. You simply allow the motion itself to do what it already knows how to do. So now imagine that you're there on the sand, barefoot. And maybe the sand is warm or cool. And I want you to connect with the rhythm, not just of the waves, but your breathing. Almost like rhythm has a way of organizing the mind. And sometimes just by being on a beach, thoughts that aren't important disappear. It's almost like they disappear into the sand, like a wave that breaks the shore. And I want you to find that rhythm where you can guide your attention inward, without resistance, without force. Feel your breathing synchronizing with the waves. And I want you to imagine you find a stick, a bit of driftwood there on the shore. And I want you to stand on that wet sand where the waves meet the beach. And I'm going to count down from 10 to 1. Each time I say a number, I want you to imagine writing that number in the wet sand. And then imagine the waves crash over that number and wipe it completely clean, as if it was never there. With each descending number, you will feel like you're drifting deeper and deeper relaxed, drifting to a place of enhanced neural plasticity, where new ideas and identities take root that ripple into your future, creating an exceptional life. But for now, look at that sand and 10. Write the number 10 in the sand and see the waves wash it away. Feeling deeper relaxed now. 9. Write the number 9. See it there in the sand. And allow the waves to wash it away. 8. you can make that loop the sign of infinity and see the waves wash it away. That's it. Each number takes you deeper and deeper relaxed. 7 now. Write the number 7 there in the wet sand. See it wash away. 6. Deep in the sand, and yet the wave washes it completely away. 5. Feeling deeper relaxed now. Number washes away. Arms, legs feeling loose and heavy. Feeling a desire to yawn as 5 becomes 4. Write the number down. See it wash away. Breathing deepens. Feeling a sense of alignment with yourself. Number 3. See it wash away. That's it. Find yourself getting to that place. Not through force, not through discipline, but through permission. Each number takes you deeper relaxed. 2. And see the waves wash it away. But the final number 1, as it washes away, I want you to imagine falling backwards onto a comfortable bed there on that beach and drifting off into a dreamlike sleep. 1, writing the number, the waves wash it away, and imagine falling backwards, head on a pillow, still hearing the sounds of the waves breaking on the shore. Nothing to do, nothing to force, nothing to strive for. That's it. And I want you to connect with an idea. An idea that movement isn't something you're doing. It's something that's happening. You can't remain perfectly still like a statue, even if you tried. Whether the movement is breathing, walking, running, cycling, rowing, your body already understands rhythm, and your nervous system already recognizes repetition. And sometimes the brain is sneaky. They call it the law of reverse effect. So instead of trying to focus, focus arrives on its own. And as it does, everything unnecessary begins to fade. Thoughts that don't matter drift out to the edges. Distractions lose relevance, and the mind simplifies. And I want you to think of an identity that's got you this far. An identity built on discipline, being competitive. And what if that was exactly who you needed to be to get where you are now? And I want you to embrace a new identity. But before you do, I want you to imagine seeing a hermit crab there on the beach. You know the ones. No shell of their own. They have to find a shell, make it their home. But some of these crabs continue to grow. And if they never leave their shell, growth stops. Sometimes they need to leave the shell they're in before they find a new shell with more space to grow. And all of this discipline and competition was exactly what you needed to fill the shell you're in. But what if the next shell is so big and it requires you to do things to another level, but not through force, not through rigidity, but through growth and aspiration? I want you to imagine seeing that hermit crab leave a normal shell, and it discovers a shell made of solid gold twice as big as before, and engraved upon that new shell is a word: exceptionalism. The hermit crab knows. To be exceptional, they need to leave what feels comfortable and step into something that seems beyond the level that they were experiencing before. And I wonder if you can connect, not to the behavior of being exceptional, but to the identity of being exceptional. That it exists at a structural level, almost hardwired into your DNA. And that structural exceptionalism is not about intensity. It's about clarity and doing what would lead to the inevitable. And now, without effort, you begin to recognize something profound within. Not as an idea, but as a core sense of who you really are deep within. When you think back at previous careers, new things you've learned, the challenges you dare to take, you come to an intuitive conclusion. You are structurally exceptional. And exceptional does not mean impressive. And exceptional does not mean intense. And it certainly doesn't mean that you're perfect. Exceptional means that you're not relying on motivation, because your rituals, routines, and habits ensure that you are exceptional. Your behavior and your choices happen while others would talk themselves out of them. Your standards remove choices rather than create pressure. And you don't need to wake up disciplined. You wake up aligned with your exceptional self. And as this identity starts to feel like a new home, I want you to imagine how mornings will work now. I want you to imagine what an average or mediocre person, what time do they wake up? What do they do? And what time feels like it would be the ideal time to wake up for someone exceptional? And maybe there's a number. Perhaps a window of time between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. that it feels aligned to being exceptional. And when the alarm sounds to wake you up, the average would hit the snooze, the exceptional lean in. Lean into any sensation. If they wake up tired, it's the exceptional that do what needs to be done, whether they feel like they have the energy or not. And if you wake up with energy, that's just further evidence of how exceptional you are. I want you to feel that you are starting to calibrate and connect. That your body understands these circadian rhythms. That when you wake up early, it's because you've got things that you're choosing to do. No need to scroll, no need to check. Temptations are not for the exceptional. The phone feels strangely irrelevant. Like it belongs for someone else. Or perhaps something that belongs to a later part of the day. I want you to imagine 1 cup of coffee, nothing more, just enough. And by 6:30, imagine already being at the gym. Not rushed, not forced. Simply underway. And then imagine what an exceptional individual would do with that hour of training. Imagine the focus, the intention. Repetitions are clean, movement deliberate. No need to overdo it, but equally no need to hold back. I want you to feel that your body is aligned, doing what is exceptional without needing to do the impossible. Imagine completing the hour with a quiet satisfaction of something finished properly, knowing that even before 7:30 you've accomplished more in this 2 hours than many people have by lunchtime or even evening. And when it's done, it's done. It feels like it's already a win. Imagine feeling the dopamine, feeling the endorphins, feeling that you have primed yourself to do what you set out to do as a springboard to accomplish even more. The training energy stays in the gym, and the work mode brings out a different intensity. Because discipline for you is not effort, it's alignment. Exceptional people are disciplined, not because they have to be, but because they choose to be. And these time blocks are not restrictions, not coercions. They are commitments to your future self. And because the week is already prepared in advance, all of that hemming and hawing, those micro decisions aren't necessary. Execution becomes simple. The mind stops negotiating. You are aligned with your exceptional self. And to be exceptional, you need to be intentional. And to be intentional means you need to have clarity on your intentions. Imagine once a week, almost automatically, you look at yourself in the mirror and you rate yourself from 1 to 10. And this rating is a framework based on how closely aligned you are with you at your highest levels of capability. But there is no perfectionism here. A 6 or higher is success, and perhaps anything over than an 8 is evidence that you are exceptional as an identity and aligned with being exceptional with your standards. And that's when you feel most alive. When you're living in accordance with your identity. No analysis, no emotional charge, just a number. A lower number than you'd like is pause for reflection and refinement, and a higher number feels like a vote of confidence that you are aligned with the frequency that you are meant to be as someone that is truly exceptional. Perfection is irrelevant. It's consistency that compounds. And each week something improves quietly. And you don't need to know what it is. But there will be clues. Maybe calls become cleaner, execution more efficient, decisions simpler. I want you to imagine now being on that beach, but dreaming that you're cycling there on the boardwalk. And you begin to notice something expanding. With each rotation, with each stretch of the boardwalk, your focus broadens. With each breath, discipline stabilizes. I want you to feel that momentum is compounding. And the nature of compounding is that it's not a blip. It's growth upon growth upon growth. Feel it steadily rising, reliably. And now, almost effortlessly, feel that even when cycling, your mind can take you forwards and backwards in time. You can remember renting a room that becomes a beautiful apartment. Remember a time of anxiety that then became confidence. Remember the hustle of starting out and then becoming a leader, someone at the very top. And you can remember that untrained body, compounding, shifting, growing, becoming strong and athletic. And then imagine doubling income. And then thinking if you've done it once, you could do it again, and then again. And I want you to imagine there is a version of you in your future that has doubled your income several times, with a lifestyle that reflects that income. And what becomes clear is that each version of you already contained the next. That when you were disciplined, you were already exceptional. But when it's something you let go of, the good, you enable the great. I want you to feel progression. I want you you to imagine a future like you're seeing yourself like you're someone else, living life with these routines, these standards, not through discipline. The discipline is just a reflection of your identity. An identity built around exceptional standards. And I want you to think of landmarks, buildings, a mid-century modern home. Think of the Los Angeles backdrop, a second home in Palm Springs. Travel that feels aligned, expansive, and not frantic. See yourself with a beautiful, aligned partner. See yourself working out with a body that feels capable and strong. That's it. These aren't goals. I want you to feel that they're milestones on your journey. The inevitable outcomes of living an exceptional life. And you're already moving in exactly the right direction. That's it. And then imagine what it would feel like to get a different glimpse. I want you to imagine what it would feel like to truly connect with the truth, a profound sense of alignment with who you are, a future where you don't push anymore. You proceed in accordance with your identity. You operate at an exceptional standard, a standard that feels quiet, inevitable, and stable. For others, it looks like extreme discipline. It looks like struggle. But for you, it doesn't feel that way. That morning discipline happens even before you think. Execution unfolds without friction, and growth continues without urgency. Ask yourself the question: when you live truly in accordance with the exceptional version of yourself, isn't it the case that all those goals become the side effect rather than the intention? When you live in accordance with who you truly are, great things happen. Exceptional things happen to those people that are exceptional. I want you to imagine what it would feel like to cycle back to the beach and see someone that looks just like you, lying on a bed there in the sand. And then imagine leaving the bike, stepping into that version of you, leaving the bed and paddling in the wet sand, and just feel a wonderful connection. I want you to feel like you've awakened in the new identity. And that identity still contains that competitive edge, that discipline. But it's a side effect of being someone that lives exceptionally. It's time to leave this place, but take this new identity and clarity with you. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Connect and calibrate into the here and the now as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.